Hi there, students. To square the circle. Okay, this is an idiom which means to do something impossible, or to try to do something impossible, to try to solve a difficult or impossible problem. So, for example, in life, we need enough money to enjoy our free time. But to get enough money to enjoy our free time, we end up working all the time and we don't have any free time. And that's trying to square the circle. This is trying to square the work-life balance. Yeah, you're trying to do something that seems impossible. The company is trying to square the circle by producing an item of incredibly high quality at an incredibly low price. If you take this problem to your boss, he will square the circle. I'm sure if you take that issue to your boss, he'll be able to square the circle. I think this phrase was used by John Donne, the poet, No Man is an Island. Go not thou about to square the circle, God or thyself. Okay, so squaring the circle. For example, governments need to try to square the circle of decreasing taxes and increasing services. Yeah, so people want better services at cheaper prices, and it's not so easy to square the circle like that. Yeah, you're trying to do something that is very difficult, something that is absolutely impossible. To do something that's considered impossible. Now, the origin of this is actually quite old. It comes from mathematics, and it's first something was proposed by Greek mathematics, by the ancient Greeks. Okay, you have a circle, and you need to draw a square that has exactly the same area as that circle. And the question is, what is the length of the side? How long do you have to draw the side of your square so that your square has exactly the same area as the circle? Now, those of you who know a little bit of maths might even follow me. If the radius of the circle is 1, then the area of the circle is pi r squared, so the area of the circle is pi, 3.141592, etc. Therefore, the side of the square needs to be the square root of pi. Now, that's not a real number. It's a number that carries on forever, and therefore you can't draw the exactly the correct line. You can draw an approximate one very easily, but not the exact one. And that is the origin of trying to square the circle. And squaring the circle, I think we spend our lives squaring the circle. The government is going to square the circle and spend more on healthcare without raising taxes. Yeah, you're squaring the circle. He has squared the circle of keeping the investors happy, but also improving the cash flow of the company. Nirvana squared the circle by making a record that was pop and rock at the same time. And I think this is probably true. They are squaring the circle. They are doing something that is almost impossible. So if you want to get this law approved, it's going to be the same as trying to square the circle. It's going to be an incredibly difficult thing to do. So how do I square the circle? Let's square the circle. Whatever you do, you're not going to be able to square the circle. Regulators in industry are always trying to square the circle, but it's impossible to square the circle. It's also called the quadrature of the circle, the question. So if someone squares the circle, they bring together two things which are normally thought to be so different that they can't exist together. Two things that are mutually exclusive, and you can't put them together. You can have one or the other, but not both at the same time. So yes, squaring the circle of Schrodinger's cat, is it alive and dead at the same time, or is it only one? Well, you square the circle by opening the box, and then it's only one. So to attempt the impossible, to find a solution to an insoluble problem, well, if you're really really good, then maybe you are able to square the circle. So yes, he has managed to square the circle by doing by holding two mutually exclusive things at the same time. So formality, square the circle. I'm going to give this a 5 in formality. I think you can use it anywhere, from the most informal to the most formal. Yeah. So to square the circle.